Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty big things to go over. Pokémon have tweeted out a teaser for next week's Pokémon Presents, hinting at something new that could be announced. We also have some major Nintendo Direct leaks to go over, some Nintendo Switch 2 update patches, and then some Pokémon Presents rumors to cover as well. There's so much stuff to talk about, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's talk next week's Pokémon Presents, because Pokémon have tweeted out a little bit of a teaser towards this Pokémon Presents that is happening next week. This is already a bit of a weird situation because they've never announced the Pokémon Presents 2 months in advance, which means that there could be something very interesting announced next week. It could even be Generation 10. Obviously, that would just be a very small teaser if that was the case. But either way, Pokémon official Twitter account posted this, saying the viewing page for Pokémon Presents will open on Tuesday, the 22nd of July at 9 PM on the same day. It looks like Pikachu is preparing something. Stay tuned for more updates. So we have Pikachu here, which is kind of looking at a screen, and this seems to be some sort of like DJ turntables here. Very much looks like a sound system. We have Makio and J Roses kind of talking about this as well, saying what possible options this could potentially be referring to. So we've got Makio and J Roses saying Pokemon Japan teased the upcoming Pokemon Presents on the 22nd of July, and they said Pikachu is preparing something. In the image, we spot what looks like a console setup, a disc, a mixer, an arcade joystick, and speakers as well. Could this be a rhythm game, a DJ spin-off, something musical? What do you think they're cooking? What's your theory for next week's reveal? So, straight off the bat, I feel like this is most likely going to be linked to that sort of quote-unquote new app that Riddler-Q teased a while ago. When this Pokemon Presents did drop, he did tweet out saying a new app with like a winky face or something. And now Pokemon have dropped this teaser, which some people would say links to music. I mean, it does look like turntables there, so very much some sort of potential rhythm game or something could be dropping for Pokemon, and that could be the app that Riddler-Q was kind of talking about. So it could be some sort of rhythm game, some music game, something like that, or some sort of rhythm app or music app or something. Some people are saying that the colors are black and white, so it means black and white remakes. I don't think it means that. I think it is probably going to be something to do with, like I say, rhythm and music, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they've not done this before. Like, obviously, 2 months in advance, completely against what they usually do for announcements, and now they're also teasing things for this Pokemon Presents as well. They might even tease something every day, we don't know, but obviously it's dropping a week today, which is probably why they did the teaser. But yeah, wasn't expecting this at all. It's gonna be something very likely to be music related, but what are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because this really just gives us more potential like new things dropping next week or getting announced next week. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this image for the Pokemon Presents next week. I think it's going to be a rhythm game or a rhythm app or something like that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Moving on, let's talk Nintendo Directs, because we have an actual leaker saying we are going to be getting one this month. We've got VGC here posting saying Nintendo will hold a Nintendo Direct presentation later this month. It is claimed. So the broadcast is scheduled for after the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, according to a noted insider. So Donkey Kong Bonanza releases Thursday the 17th of July, which is this week. Next week we have a Pokemon Presents, which is on the 22nd. Are they going to drop a Pokemon Presents and a Nintendo Direct on the same week? Is very, very unlikely. So that means that the Nintendo Direct has to either be on the 28th of July, the 29th of July, the 30th of July, or the 31st of July, which is the final week of July. That is the most likely outcome, because they're saying this drops after DK Bonanza, so it's not going to drop this week, because the only potential day that this could drop this week is Friday, and they're not going to announce a Direct on the day that DK Bonanza comes out. It's just not going to happen. So we can take this week out of the equation. Next week, like I say, we've got the Pokemon Presents on Tuesday, so if they were gonna drop a Nintendo Direct announcement, it would be on the 23rd for the 24th, and I just don't think they're going to drop a direct announcement the day after the Pokemon Presents, because it's just going to take all the hype away from the Pokemon stuff. It just doesn't really add up. So, thinking about this just from a logical standpoint, it has to be either 28th, 29th, 30th, or 31st. We'll say 29th, 30th, or 31st because they're not going to drop this on the Monday. So that's 3 days at the end of July where this Nintendo Direct could drop. So this is coming from a very, very reputable source as well. It's Nate the Hate. If you don't know who he is, he basically just leaks a ton of Nintendo stuff, got everything right about the Nintendo Switch 2, other games and stuff that have been announced. He's got like a really, really good track record when it comes to Nintendo stuff. He also said that he hadn't heard anything about a Nintendo Direct in July, like a couple weeks ago, but now his sources have told him, yeah, it's actually happening. It's happening, you know, kind of on the latter end of the month. So Nintendo will hold a Nintendo Direct presentation later this month, it is claimed. So according to Nate the Hate, who has a track record of reporting on Nintendo Direct plans before they are announced, Nintendo's next show is planned for later this month following the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So his actual quote was, "I've been told there is a Nintendo Direct this month, the month of July, but that the Nintendo Direct will not take place until after Donkey Kong Bonanza releases," said Nate. "Beyond that, there is no additional information." So that's what his actual quote was. So the last Nintendo Direct presentation was focused on Donkey Kong Bonanza, Nintendo's next big Nintendo Switch 2 release. Nintendo is yet to hold a traditional Nintendo Direct presentation since the launch of the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has a busy schedule for the rest of 2025, however little is known about its 2026 plans. Pokémon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Air Riders are all currently planned for the rest of the year. Donkey Kong Bonanza will be released on Nintendo Switch 2 on Thursday. Recently, Nintendo showcased new details and info on the Nintendo Switch 2 game, including the reveal of longtime series character Pauline, who will join DK on his adventure. Last week, Nintendo revealed more of the staff behind Bonanza, including the news that Super Mario Odyssey's director is serving as a producer on the game. And then Kenta Motokura, who was the director of Super Mario Odyssey, has been revealed as one of the game's producers. That's just Donkey Kong information. So basically, the main thing to take away from this is that this Nintendo Direct is happening at the end of July. The also interesting thing to note is that we had other kind of insiders claim that this Nintendo Direct was happening, and they said that we were going to get Pokemon Colosseum Shadow Drop during the Nintendo Direct. Now it doesn't seem as likely, because why would they drop Pokemon Colosseum during a Nintendo Direct when the Pokemon Presents is the week before and it's a Pokemon game? So I feel like the person that said, you know, new Animal Crossing, Shadow Dropping Colosseum, all that, I feel like they're probably just wrong, because it just makes no sense to not drop Colosseum during the Presents, unless they Shadow Drop Colosseum during the Presents and then they Shadow Drop Gale of Darkness in the Nintendo Direct. That is something that could happen, and maybe they got their information mixed up. But as of right now, we are looking likely that we are going to be seeing a Nintendo Direct happening at the end of July, or at least that's what Nate says, who has a very, very good track record. Coming up next, we have a new Nintendo Switch 2 patch, which is now available to download. We have Game Rant here tweeting out saying a new system update for the Nintendo Switch 2 is available for July 2025, bringing several helpful stability improvements and fixes. So this is all the information about this new update. So a new system update for the Nintendo Switch 2 has arrived, with the July 2025 patch bringing some stability improvements and several bug fixes to the popular console. The 6 weeks following the hardware launch have been hectic, with the Nintendo Switch 2 breaking sales records and flying off shelves as stores try desperately to maintain stock. The July 2025 system update for the Nintendo Switch 2 is quite small, but it does bring some helpful fixes for a few ongoing issues. Beyond some general stability improvements, the version 20.2.0 patch addresses an issue in which parental control settings weren't transferred from the original Nintendo Switch to the Nintendo Switch 2 in some circumstances during a system transfer. Thankfully, it also fixed an issue where users couldn't proceed past the searching for network screen in internet settings. Those waiting for custom themes on the Nintendo Switch 2 will unfortunately have to wait a bit longer, as the rumored update still seems to be ways off. We're still hoping for those custom themes. Hopefully they drop them at some point. So this week is a big one for Nintendo Switch 2 fans, as the highly anticipated Donkey Kong Bonanza drops, yada yada yada. And then it goes on to say, including Kirby Air Riders, Legends ZA, all coming later this year. While no official confirmation has come from the company just yet, a July 2025 Nintendo Direct may still be on the cards, according to recent rumors. According to well-known industry leaker Nate the Hate, many developers have chosen not to reveal details about upcoming games recently, potentially waiting until a Direct live stream to do so. And these are the actual patch notes. So fixed an issue issue where parental control settings were not transferred to Nintendo Switch 2 from the Nintendo Switch in certain circumstances during a system transfer. Fixed an issue where you could not proceed past searching for networks in internet settings within system settings, and then also general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. So those are all of the Nintendo Switch 2 patch notes. We do also have Oatmeal Dome, though, talking about it, saying version 20.2.0 fixes some problems with the Nintendo Switch 1 backwards compatibility. I can personally confirm that Portal 2 is no longer crashing after updating. If you have some problematic games, update your console and try them out. So this would just be part of the system stability issues and stuff. So some backwards compatibility games are now going to be working much better on the Nintendo Switch 2. But either way, those are all of the patch notes and updates for the Nintendo Switch 2. Finishing things off for today's video, we have a new Pokemon Presents rumor to cover. Again, there's going to be one of these pretty much every single day, seeing as the Pokemon Presents is just a week away. But it's titled Info About 22nd of July Pokemon Presents, posted by Anonymous. This was posted early today in the early hours of the morning. Of course, it was posted on 4chan, so as always, take it with a massive grain of salt. Very likely to be fake, but who knows. So let's read on. So I got this info from someone who works at Pokemon's regional localization team. So a nice little bit of a backstory. This is where they're getting this information from. So the trailer is about 25 minutes long. So with this Pokemon Presents, I mean, the last one wasn't crazy long. I think it was like 13, 14 minutes or something like that. They didn't have a ton of mobile stuff to go over, though, because they'd already announced a lot of it on the build-up to that Pokemon Day Presents. Whereas now they haven't really. Like, we've got the new Pokemon TCG Pocket set to go through. Yes, Pokemon Sleepers obviously dropped their 2-year anniversary, but it's probably going to go over that. There's new Unite characters where they need to reveal properly, like Latias and Latios. We'll have Masters stuff. We'll have Pokemon Go stuff. Like, there's so much stuff that they need to cover Pokemon mobile games. And then also this teaser as well, which could be a new rhythm app. Like, they're going to be talking about that, and that could take up a good chunk of time as well. Like, that could be like 3-4 minutes just talking about that rhythm thing or whatever it is going to be. So yeah, I definitely think there's going to be much longer than the Pokemon Day Presents. 25 minutes is very healthy time, so hopefully it is around that long. The video is currently undergoing double checks before being uploaded to YouTube for a premiere. Most of the names introduced given are the Japanese versions of the names. The names that he is really sure about in English, I will put in square brackets. So, announcements not in order. So, Pokemon Masters EX, Kieran and Carmine debut. Kieran has Hydrapple and Carmine has Sinistcha. We then move on to Pokemon Sleep, which has the Swords of Justice and the Keldeo event. I mean, the 2-year anniversary event is the Hoenn Starters, which is ongoing now, and the Pokemon Presents is going to take place during that as well. So I don't know if they're going to add anything more to Pokemon Sleep, but maybe they throw, you know, Swords of Justice Keldeo event in there as well. It's really hard to say. And then we have Pokemon TCG Pocket, so new booster set named Enigmatic Legends, featuring Ho-Oh and Lugia, Generation 2 centric set. So yeah, this is very likely to be announced on the 22nd of July, and it's very likely to be going to be coming out on, I think, the 30th of July. I think that's what the date mine is for Pokemon TCG Pocket. It is going to be a main set as well, so going to be more than one pack. We don't know if it's going to be Johto or whatever. Could be Unova. I don't think it's going to be Generation 6. I think they're going to save that set for closer to Pokemon Legends EA's release, so maybe they drop that around October, September time. So yeah, I think Generation 2 is a perfect time to kind of drop into Pokemon TCG Pocket right now. And then goes on to say Pokemon Unite. So Primarina joins Unite, and there's also going to be a new map. I can't remember if Primarina's been data mined. I know Latias and Latios were. I think Latios has already obviously been revealed in the release date and stuff. I think it's actually quite soon. I think it's like the 18th or something for Latios. But I feel like Primarina, I vaguely remember reading something about that, so I don't know if that was just a rumor or something, but either way, Primarina are apparently coming to Pokemon Unite. And then for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, more outbreaks in Dragon Pool 7-star Terra Raid with Ghost Terra type. So right now we're currently in the middle of I think it's a 7-star raid. I can't remember, it's pseudo legendary, whichever one it is. So yeah, we haven't had a Dragon Pool one yet, so they could drop that. And then it goes on to say Pokemon Champions. So the release date is announced. It's going to be on the 25th of August. I highly doubt that. I do not think they're going to be bringing this out before Pokemon Legends EA, and I also don't think they're going to be bringing it out this early, seeing as we haven't even been given a window yet. They just haven't even said 2025, 2026. They haven't given us a release window. I very doubt they're going to give us a release date before a release window. It's just not how Pokemon operates. Like with Pokemon Legends ZA, we got coming 2025, coming late 2025, whatever, for a long time until we got the official release date. Whereas with Champions, it's very likely going to be coming out after Legends ZA, and it's very likely going to be coming out in 2026. Then it says Pokemon Legends ZA. So Emma officially debuts. She is now a detective working on a suspicious case that she believes to be linked with a man who calls himself Korivu or whatever. So that's obviously from the Datamine leaks. Not the Datamine leaks, but the Terra leaks, should I say. She has a Mega Malamar, which would be revealed in the trailer. Mega Dragonite revealed with via a battle cutscene with a lady named Jacinth, which again, I believe is also from the Terra leak. She has a maid named Delphinia. Jacinth is revealed to be the ZA tournament leader. So that's the Pokemon Legends ZA stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm very much expecting Emma to be fully revealed. Couple of new Mega Evolutions as well. Dragonite is getting thrown around like crazy. I really, really hope we see Mega Dragonite. We're not going to see the Mega Starters or anything like that because they are always keeping those cards close to their chest before the game comes out. And sometimes they just reveal those after the games even come out, which is a shame. But it is just how they kind of do things now. And then moving on, we have the movie trailer featuring a new dog-like mythical named Oranem. The main character is named Junie. So we do have apparently a new dog mythical Pokemon coming out in a new movie and the new character as well. So yeah, I mean, look, I definitely believe this is not real. I think the Pokemon Champions is a massive red flag. I just don't think they're going to drop a release. I don't even know what the 25th of August is. What day is that? That is, I mean, it's literally next month. It's on a Monday. I don't think they're going to be dropping Pokemon Champions on a Monday. If anything, it'd be like a Thursday or a Friday or something like that. Monday is just not a release date for Pokemon, or at least it hasn't been in recent years. So, yeah, I'm calling fake on this. And let me know your thoughts on it, though. Would you like this to be true? Would you not like this to be true? And also, let me know your thoughts on everything else that we covered. The Switch 2 update patch, the Nintendo Direct as well. Like I say, we could be cooking for July. It honestly could be a really good month. Pokemon Presents, DK Bonanza, Nintendo Direct, all coming out on the latter half of July is going to be good. We're going to be eating good if this is all true. But either way, let me know your thoughts on the Nintendo Direct. And then also, what do you think this is as well? Do you think it is a rhythm game? Do you think it is some sort of musical thing? Or do you think it's just something completely different? Let me know your thoughts, though. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. It does really help out. As I say, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.